Good morning. Today we shall see about the application layer. So that is the first layer wherein the user starts to communicate with the OSI layer. So this is the layer wherein you write an application, a program, so that you get connected to the OSI layer. So there are many things inside this layer, but basically we shall see how it functions. So in what all manners it can communicate, we shall see the different types. So if you see the basic examples of apps, all of us are very sure that even email, your Gmail, all that are apps. Your Skype, your Gmeet, which is your real-time video conferencing, you have Zoom, all those are nothing but apps. You have an YouTube, which is an app, you have Netflix, and all these are apps through which you start communicating with the network. So how do you write a program? So you write a program so that it communicates over the entire network. It communicates with the browser and it communicates with all the end systems. So that is how you create an app. So what are the basic application? What are the basic type? Basically, we have a client server model and a peer-to-peer model. So client server is basically a server which acts as the main contact point, and from the server you will have a lot of clients connected. For example, you can see that MATLAB is available on the server, your C is available on the server, and anybody as a client can use it. But when you go for P2P application, anybody could become a server. So it is peer-to-peer. It is not one common point. It is similar to the buses which go point to point. It doesn't stop in a particular bus stand. It can go anywhere. In a similar way, this peer-to-peer, anybody can become the server. So, and you have the process built in, which is meant for a client and which is meant for the server. Then you have something called as socket programming. What is the socket programming? This is the process by means of which you can send messages. So there is a format in which you try to write the programs. So you have basic protocols, you have basic rules, you have to take care of security, the data integrity, the timing, and all that. So there are different requirements laid. So if it is email, can there be a data loss? If it is file transfer, if it is video transfer, all that it is defined. Basically, there are two types of connection. One is TCP and one is UDP. So one is a reliable one. That this your transmission control protocol, and your unreliable data transfer is UDP, which is user data grab protocol. So it doesn't have a flow control, congestion control. As such, it sends messages. But when you say TCP, there is flow control, congestion control, and it ensures that the loss of data is very, very less. And so which will be preferred when you have TCP and UDP? Definitely it is TCP. So when you take the programming as such, we either go in for HTML programming, which is basically a format in which you have to write the application. When you write a program to develop a website, basically you use HTML files, and you should know what is an URL. So HTTP basically starts with a request and a response. So the client requests and the server will respond. So this is some format which you have to study. Only then you can write the program to write the HTML code. Okay, so in that HTTP also there are two types of connections, which is persistent and non-persistent. So the different sequence are given with the data. So you have instructions like post, get, all that. So once you start writing programs, you can understand how you can do. So now we shall see what is a cookie. So basically in your system you would have seen that it will be saying that the cookies are blocked. So it is a temporal communication. It's not always there. Cookies are not stored in the history. So those are just allowed where you use it for a session. Okay, so it is not so secure. You don't save it. So it is something like a proxy server. So that is similar to your web caching also. And so So next we shall see what is file transfer protocol. So this is part of your email. When you go on for email, you will be transferring file as such. So for that you have a protocol. Again, all the commands are given. So similarly for SMTP, it's a simple mail transfer protocol. So all these protocols are sequence of operations. So you just need to follow that. Maybe the first person will request and the next person will respond, and all the samples are given. So once you write it, you can very well understand how it works. This DNS already we have dealt. So DNS has got a framework where it differs based on the organizational setup. It could be .edu, .com, .org, and there is a way in which it is defined for the different countries also. So sometimes it is .usa, .uk. So the names are given such that they are able to retrieve easily, because when the name is given, the IP address should be able to take easily, otherwise it will be an issue. So this is examples of how your PTP and the client server model is differing. So when you say PTP, P2P, the best example is BitTorrent. BitTorrent is an app wherein you can download your movies or whatever it is. It is doing part by part, so that on the whole combined it does it very fast. So it's not a standard program, but it is as such. It could be downloaded and it could be done. So if you have tried, you will understand how fast it is compared to a normal download.